If you're over 40 and training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, let me ask you something. Do you ever wake up feeling like you've been hit by a bus after training? Joints aching, lower back stiff, neck feeling like it's been cranked on by a heavyweight. And worst of all, you're wondering, is this just what BJJ is like at my age? I've been there. Now, when I started BJJ at 42, I didn't have a clue how to train properly for longevity. I went hard all the time, trying to keep up with the younger guys, and ultimately paid the price for it. Now, over the years, I've torn my ACL, I've torn my LCL, I've torn a ligament in my ankle, I've herniated 2 discs in my neck, messed up my lower back, developed tendonitis, wrecked my knees, wrecked my shoulders, and that's just a short list. Now, at one point, I honestly thought I'd have to stop training. I couldn't get through a single session without something hurting. But I wasn't ready to quit just yet. I just had to figure out how to train smarter. And that's exactly what I did. Now, at 56, with all those injuries behind me, I'm still on the mats as a black belt. I still roll, I still train, and I don't feel broken all of the time. But it took a complete shift in how I approach jiu-jitsu. Now, the biggest mistake I see people over 40 making BJJ is trying to play a young man's game. I see it all the time. Guys in the 30s, 40s, 50s trying to keep up with 22-year-old white belts and blue belts who can just roll for days without breaking a sweat. So what do? They push harder, they train longer, force things that shouldn't be forced, and end up with a torn meniscus, a wrecked shoulder, or just burned out altogether. Look, I get it. You don't want to admit that you're getting older, and neither did I. But if you don't adjust your game and your approach, BJJ will retire you before you're ready. So let's see if there's a few things we can change to fix this. Because if you do it right, BJJ is something that you can do for life. First, you need to stop trying to outpace the young guys. You don't need to be faster, stronger, or more athletic. You just need to be smarter. Let them waste their energy. Make them carry your weight, play a pressure-based game, pin, control, and just slow it down to your pace. And that's what I started doing. I stopped scrambling as often as I used to. I started forcing my opponents to work harder than me. And suddenly, I was rolling for longer and recovering much faster. Now, don't get me wrong, sometimes I will scramble, especially when rolling no gi and especially when looking to enter a competition, but you need to know when to scramble and when to chill out. Second, find a game that works for your body. Now, if you've got really dodgy knees, then why play De La Riva guard? If you've got a dodgy lower back or maybe dodgy neck or shoulders, then maybe going inverted isn't something you should be doing. Instead, play to your strengths. So maybe half guard, close guard, top pressure, frames. Now, I built my whole game around efficiency, trying to make my opponent carry my weight as often as possible instead of trying to muscle my way through everything. And it works much better than trying to do things that I just simply can't do. Now, third, you need to recover like your jiu-jitsu depends on it, because ultimately it does. Now, when I was younger, I could train hard, go home, eat whatever I wanted, stay up late, get up early the next day, straight back to training, rinse and repeat. Not anymore. Now it's just mobility, sauna or steam room, cold exposure, diet, good diet, and this isn't optional. These are things that are survival tools. I spent far too long ignoring recovery and it cost me dearly. Now, since I've started prioritizing sleep, hydration and active recovery, I feel years younger on the mats. And fourth, strength train for longevity, not ego. Now, I used to try and lift as heavy as I could until my shoulders and my lower back just started really hating me for it. Now it's body weight, mobility and controlled strength work. No heavy benching, no ego lifting, and I feel much better on the mats. Now, if you want to keep rolling for years to come, you need to train smarter, recover properly and adjust your approach. And that's exactly why I created this channel. And also started blogging over on my website to share everything that I've learned, not just about BJJ over 40, but about general well-being, fitness, diet, training, recovery, strength work and mindset. Now, I've spent years figuring out how to stay in the game, and if I can save you from making the same mistakes that I did, then that's even better. Now, you don't have to quit BJJ. You don't have to accept that you're just going to feel broken all the time. You just have to adapt. And if you do, you'll be training this art for the rest of your life. Stay safe, train smart, and I'll see you again soon.